Let us all try to be worthy of Aurobindo centenary.
Good evening to everyone. On behalf of Sri Aurobindo Society, Chennai branch, we welcome you all to this Saturday Satsang. Today the speaker is Madam Sujatha Pati. She is a former student of the Ashram School Pondicherry, and she had the opportunity to meet the mother. She is now settled in Odisha. Her family, entire family, is now living in a village called Brahmansuku. It's a very remote tribal village in Odisha. There, she has established a small center there, and they are doing a lot of work spreading the message of the mother and Sri Aurobindo. It is basically a tribal area. Initially, like any other tribal village, the people were very backward in their living conditions. The children were not going to school, and most of the villagers were addicted to alcohol. All these things were there. But once this center was established, they have taken up many activities, especially Sujata Madam and her entire family. They have established study circles, what is called Patha Chakras, and they have introduced many activities in the village, like farming, dairy, and hostel for children to stay, so that they have created a spiritual environment, and they have established a small rice mill, a mill for millets, and activities like agarbatti making, flower pot making. All these things they have done. The primary activity is to establish the study circles, Patha Chakras in different villages and schools to spread the message of the mother and Sri Aurobindo. This has worked really well. Initially, the villagers never accepted them. They created many problems for them, but eventually, by the grace of the mother and Sri Aurobindo, people appreciated, begin to appreciate their activities, and now the village is changed. Sujata Madam and her entire family is staying in that village, and they are transforming the village. This is to give a brief background about Sujata Madam. Today she is going to speak on the topic Towards Life Beautiful. I welcome Sujata Madam on behalf of everyone, and I request Sujata Madam to deliver her speech. Thank you. Over to you, Sujata Madam.
Good evening to all. Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Miraravidaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Miraravidaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Miraravidaya. My pranam at the lotus feet of Mother and Shri Aurobindo and the divine presence which is dwelling in the heart of all the participants in this online conference. I was told by Shiv Kumarji 2 days back to select a topic for this conference, for this session. So then the topic suddenly came to my mind that why not towards life beautiful? So because we all cherish for a life beautiful. That means which has no ugliness, no sorrow, no depression, vulgarity, chaos, or no suffering from illness, no old age problem, no death, etc.
Madam, excuse me, can you please? Yeah, now the camera is good.
Is it okay?
Yeah, now it's okay. Fine. Yeah.
Thank you. So in short, we can say that we cherish for a permanent ananda, a permanent bliss or joy. So now Mother and Sri Aurobindo came and they have assured for that. They have assured us the humanity for that, the things we cherished since long, for that beautiful life, free from all suffering, based on the supreme truth, the supreme consciousness, and supreme bliss or ananda. For accelerating this process, because we know the evolution is going and it is done by the nature. So for accelerating this process of nature, because if it would have been left to the nature, it would be it would have taken long time, because nature enjoys building and demolishing. So it would take its own time in building and demolition. So Sri Aurobindo brought down the supramental force on his own body, because the world was not prepared at that time. So if it could have if it could have brought directly, so it could have brought a catastrophe. So mother kept it in another plane, and it was descended on 29th February in 1956 to work in the earth atmosphere. So mother also convinced the mother nature to collaborate, and mother nature also gave her consent that she would collaborate in this great work. In 1957, I think it was in October somewhere, you must have heard of Hutta, who had a great letter correspondence with mother, a great deal of letters. So she used to write her. So once Hutta went to mother's room, and they were meditating together. Then Uta suddenly felt as if felt a gush of cold wind with a beautiful sweet fragrance just filled the room. So she also observed mother, that had closed her eyes, and from time to time mother's expression was changing. So as if she was conversing with someone. After some time, when everything became normal and mother opened her eyes, and she immediately brought a paper and a pen. Mother brought a paper and pen and wrote something. So then she asked Hutta, uh, did you feel anything? Did you have any experience? So Hutta said about her experience, what she had felt that time, what she saw in mother and everything. She told mother. Then mother said that yes, mother nature had come to her that time, and after some conversation with her, she means nature was convinced and gave her consent for the collaboration of in this work. Then mother showed Hutta the chit, in which she had written something. So, and then said that what I have written, this will be the next year's New Year message for for 1958, 1st January. So, but told her not to disclose this message till the New Year. And the message was, O nature, material mother, thou hast said that thou wilt collaborate, and there can be no limit to the splendor of this collaboration. So we can see how mother and Sri Aurobindo had done has done the groundwork and prepared the path towards this luminous future, towards a beautiful life, a wonderful world of delight. So I want to give an instant how mother nature is also collaborating. There's lots and lots of instances, but I would like to give one when I don't remember Hutta's brother. They had they wanted to do something in Pondicherry, do some business. So mother told him to do a sugar factory, to open a sugar factory. Then he said, sugar factory, first you have to go for sugar cane. You have to we have to get some sugarcane and all this. Then climate is not so good for sugarcane here, and then they started searching for a place. Then finally they found a place which mother sanctioned. Then when the sugar cane factory was the day of inauguration, in the day of inauguration, because they were thinking for water problem and all so many things. But when the sugar cane factory was inaugurated, the day mother had gone there, my mother inaugurated that the sugar cane factory, and after just inaugurating, when she came out, that time suddenly it rained, and mother got wet a bit. So he was my Suta's brother. He was very much upset that oh, mother got wet. He felt very much guilty and said, "Mother, I'm really sorry." Mother said, "No, it is actually I wanted to see what nature is doing, and now I could know that yes, nature has collaborated, and she will collaborate in your work." So then Lalji Bhai, yes, I remember the name. Lalji Bhai said, from that, after 50 years, sorry, after 30 years, he's telling his experience, and he said that since this 30 years, I said, I felt no problem with water or anything. Nature has really collaborated. So, in all, this is just a small thing, but in all the world, nature is collaborating. There are lots and lots of instances for that also. So now that, as I said, Mother and Sri Aurobindo has done the groundwork. They have prepared the path towards this luminous future, a beautiful life, a wonderful world of delight. So we are all heading towards it, either consciously or unconsciously. It, if men will be conscious, then the changes will be more swifter. So in 1961, Mother gave the message, this wonderful world of delight waiting at our gates for our call to come down upon earth. So the new world of delight is waiting for our call. Our call means the human beings, they should be united and they should call and they should aspire for it. But we are all sleeping, we can say. No. So in 1970, Mother gave the message, the world is preparing for a big change. Will you help? So Divine Mother asking for help to the ignorant people like us. Okay. So what kind of help can we give her? So I will just narrate an incident we can understand from that. Somewhere in either in late 50s or early 60s, some persons from Odisha visited ashram. So there they wanted to know from someone, what is this integral yoga actually? What is this yoga? So they were said that it is do or die. It is very difficult and it is like do or die. So they were really terrified. So, but someone gave them the address of Babaji Maharaj, a little sadhak from Odisha, and was Sri Ram's devotee, and how he could know that now the divine has come to earth in the form of Sri Aurobindo and Mother. So then he took the permission of Mother and stayed in ashram. And when these people got the address of Babaji Maharaj, they went to visit him, they went to see him. So, and told them that everything, just that time the Babaji was preparing for his evening bath. So and then they asked him, if is this yoga so difficult, as if to do or die? So Babaji Maharaj made them sit and said that, look here, it is difficult, very difficult, because it is full transfer, a radical change, a total transformation, a radical change of consciousness, a radical change of nature. So, but at the same time, it is very easy. Because why? If you love the mother, if you just hand over all your responsibilities to the mother, then she will do the sadhana. She will do the sadhana for you. Then he told them also, then go and conduct study circles like Shiv Kumarji said about the Patha Chakras. Do the study circles and spread Mother's and Sri Aurobindo's messages in Odisha. So This is how they said that when if it mother is there to do the sadhana, but only thing is we have to love the mother, we have to hold the mother tightly. Okay. So Sri Aurobindo has also written in the book The Mother that what we need to do, the threefold efforts we can put is an aspiration, so and rejection of the lower nature and surrender of oneself and all one is and has to the mother. So aspiration, we can aspire for the new world, for the new life. We can aspire for help from the mother. We can aspire for to overcome the lower nature or whatever prevents us in our progress. We can aspire for all these things. Okay? And rejection, about rejection, we have to become conscious of our lower nature, that is from the different parts of our being, like from our mind, what is coming from our mind, from the vital and from the physical, whatever lower nature is coming, we have to reject that. And we have to see that they from where they are coming, and first we have to be conscious that we should not react from out of those nature, out of those lower nature. So because each part they have their own limitations, like so we must consciously reject those things which rises and prevents us and pulls us away from the divine. So our only effort is to be connected means in everything. The main effort is to be remain connected with the divine. With the divine, in fact, we'll see with the divine we are hero. Without the divine we are zero. Why? Because our strength is she. She is our knowledge. She is our happiness. Everything is in her. So without her, we are zero. So we may achieve so-called success in life, but without her, there is no meaning in those success. We may be rich, we may be knowledgeous, we may reach an extreme point where we can see we can say we're successful, but we can't take anything when we die. We can't take with us those things, but for our next life. So there are, if we can see, if there are two taps, one pipe is made of gold, and another a simple pipe is made of brass, and the brass pipe is connected to the tank, and gold pipe is not connected. So which is very useful? This is gold. This is made of gold. But is it useful in any way? No, because that is not connected to its source, to the tank. If we open it, we won't get any water from that. No, because it is not connected with the source. Let's take the example of the sunflower. It is beautiful. Okay. So, but when is it beautiful? When it sees the sun. It turns towards the sun. Okay. So without the sun, it withers away. Similarly, our life, the way we are now, of course, will be beautiful when we remain connected with the source. And who is the source? Which is the source? The source is the divine from where we came. So as long as now again we'll see, as long the planets are evolving around the sun. So as long they are evolving around the sun, due to the sun's gravitational force, it is holding them. But if they will decide, the planets will decide to go go away from their own from their path, what will be the consequence? So the true happiness, the true joy is when we are connected with the true, only not joy, only the safety, the protection is there only when we are connected with the divine. Because she is the Sat, Chit and Ananda. She is the Satyam, Shivam and Sundaram. The resplendent beauty is she. She must be our goal. Sri Aurobindo has said, the mother is the goal. Everything is in her. If she is attained, all is attained if you dwell in her consciousness. Everything else unfolds of itself. The thing is, we have to dwell in her consciousness. We have to think always of her, whatever we do, whatever, and our action, our thought, everything, our emotions, everything should be linked with her. So, to prepare ourselves for that luminous, beautiful life, the first thing, the first condition is to, whatever we do, we must remain connected with the mother. She is in our, but where is she? She is in our heart. We can't, we just, but what we do, we always look outside. Even when mother was there in her physical form, physical body, if to someone she used to say that she couldn't give much time, they were all feeling that why mother do not love me because she's not giving me time, she's not letting me see her. Then she said, if you can be connected with me in your heart, then it will be more effective than being with me. You can be near with me physically, but but that is not important. More important is when we are connected with me in your heart. So she is there, she is dwelling in our heart. So another thing also, we have to practice that, we have to always practice that, to be touched with her, to remain connected with her, to feel her presence in our heart. So always have a feeling of nearness of mother inside us, and that thing we have to teach to our children too. From the very childhood they should learn this, that the true aim is to find the divine inside them, who is there in the heart, who is their true self. And we must find out our true self, so that it is that the divine who is within us, he will guide us, and then only we can be directly guided by her. But what we do usually, actually, what we do to the children, we encourage our children for career success and money. We do not teach them the real thing. We teach them how you should love. You should come first in the class. You should say have this much. You should get this much percentage. Almost we encourage them in this way mostly. And so that is the most dangerous thing. What happens if they cannot do that, if they cannot achieve that, they have depression. And some people also, some children, you all must be knowing, they commit suicide and these things. But we do not teach them the real thing, what is the real the true aim of life. And that is the most important thing we should do. The children also, what do they do? They also start, and when they start of dreaming a beautiful life, what sort of beautiful life that's learn, actually they start saying that life is based on wealth, power and sex. So which they think is the source of happiness. But is it the real source of happiness? So the thing is that if we are ignorant, we just we strive for joy and happiness, but in a wrong way, because we are ignorant about it. There's a story, just a small story. There was a very poor man, and he went to a sadhu and told him that, "Oh Sadhu Baba, just give me a mantra by which I can just fulfill my wish." Hmm. So Sadhu Baba asked him, "What do you want?" Then, "You just give me a mantra. I will tell I know what I would like to wish." Then Sadhu gave him a mantra. So when he went home, then what he did, he told his wife about it and said, what I'll do, I'll just collect all the iron, whatever we have, the iron materials in our house, and I will chant the mantra to transform it into gold. So his wife said, "Okay, if you want to do that, do one thing. We can, now that the iron price has gone low, gone high. We can wait for some time. When it will come low, we'll sell everything and get more iron. then we can have more gold. Then that man said, okay, it's a good idea. Then they waited for a few months. After a few months, when the iron price was low, then they sold all their properties, everything, and got so much of iron, so many tons of iron, and they collected in their courtyard. Then they sat down, the man sat down very religiously to chant the mantra. Oh, lo, he has forgotten the mantra. Then what to do? Then started in so many ways. He just started chanting. He tried, but it was in vain. So what he did? So he just ran to the sadhu and in the forest, who was again meditating, and he said, he asked him, Sadhu Baba, please open your eyes. Then he opened his eyes and said, then the man said, please, can you please tell me the mantra again? The sadhu said, but when once I just tell the mantra, then it is gone. I can't repeat it again. So, but why? What happened? He saw the man was very much upset, very much sad. So he said, what happened? What did you want actually from the mantra? Then man, poor man, he said everything, whatever he had thought and whatever he has done. So Sadhu was quite, he was puzzled. He said, why did you want such a thing? To get the iron and put it and again transform it into gold. So he said, I wanted to be rich with gold. So then Sadhu said, what will happen if you become rich? What will you do when you become rich? Then I lead a luxurious life, the man said. Sadhu said, then what will you do after leading a luxurious life? Why do you want to lead a luxurious life? What? I'll be happy with a luxurious life. Oh, so you want to be happy? The man said, yes. So Sadhu said, oh, your aim was to be happy. If you could have used the mantra directly to make you happy, you could have asked in mantra that to make you happy, you would have been happy. So, so from this we can know that similarly we to do the same thing. Once when mother asked an ashramite in on his birthday, "Oh, whatever you want, you can ask me today." So he was so he couldn't know what to ask. He just thought, what can I ask today? Then he suddenly remembered that he has finished his oil is he has finished his oil, hair oil. He said, Mother, I have finished my hair oil. So can I have a bottle of good bottle of hair oil? So mother said whoever was in charge of prosperity, they said, okay, you can get it from the prosperity. Then he said, I was I had decided to give you everything for your spiritual progress, whatever you would have needed. So, but you lost that chance. So, similarly, not only is this an example for us, we are all doing the same thing. So, we pray for our, whenever we go, we pray. We can see that we pray for most of us, we pray for our selfish motives. That's again a blunder. We say, okay, give mother, please make my family happy. But this is again a selfish motive. If we say, mother, please give me my child, uh, my son is not getting any job, give him a good job. Selfish motive, everything. So whatever, when we're praying also, we do not know how to pray. So we have to be very careful that our when before the saints were praying, Sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu nirama, sarve bhadrani pashyantu na kaschin dukha bhavet. So they are praying for all. If we pray for all, in between, we are also coming. My neighbor is also coming. My family is also coming. We're all coming. So we should know how to pray. And as we said, that we must know how to aspiration, how to aspire, and how to pray. So when we speak of being, now we can come to the point that when we speak of being connected with her, we must remember her. Means how to be connected with her. First, we must remember, as Shrinder said, remember and offer. So we must remember her, call her for not for for her selfish motive, but for call her for sake of calling her, not any personal motive. So then, secondly, we must have total reliance. So we must have And we must be knowing, we have faith that yes, mother is there, she's taking care. But do we have that reliance on her, that complete reliance? We'll say that we have faith, but not a complete reliance. Now, from an example, we can know if we really have a complete reliance on her. Once a man was showing a game. He has taken his son on his shoulder, and he was walking on a rope which was just tied in between the two high towers. Okay, he started walking from one side to another. So while walking, all were just breathless, were watching him walking. Then, but after some time, he reached the other side. So then all said, they're very happy and they clapped and cheered. Then they said, okay, did an excellent job. Fabulous job. Then he said, okay, do you now believe that from this point again I can go back to that other tower? He said, of course you can. So, okay, do you really believe that you have faith in me? He said, of course, we have faith that you can go from this tower again. You can walk back to the other tower. Okay, if you really have faith, so any one of you, can any one of you give your son to sit on my shoulder? So everyone's just face just got down when they looked down. They had nothing to say about it. So the same thing. We have faith, but we do not have the complete reliance. Like when we are chanting Radha's prayer. So if what is written in Radha's prayer? So what is written in Radha's prayer? That whatever you give me, I will accept it happily. Whether death or life or death, whether happiness or sorrow or suffering, whatever will come from you, I will accept it. So when we chant this, when we tell this, sometimes it is just mechanically we repeat these things. But if we are consciously repeating, sometimes we can also see a fear comes where sometimes we are afraid to utter these lines. I've seen one person, she was always singing the Radha's prayer, and very heartily, heartily she used to sing. But something happened in her life. After that, she was afraid to sing Radha's prayer, because that needs a real courage. If you really want that, that needs a courage. So if we have the full reliance on her, then we can really, we won't have any fear to sing it, to repeat Radha's prayer. So that is the only, because we should know that we have to have, if we have really wanted life beautiful, we want to make our life beautiful, we want to prepare our life to be beautiful. So the only thing is to be rely on mother alone. That is only she who can make our life really beautiful. So, and what we do again, instead of getting connected to the source, we run after the shadows. Another example I can give now, that once a princess lost her necklace, a very precious necklace which was gifted by her father on her birthday. Then the king announced that whoever will find the necklace, I will reward him with half of my kingdom. So everyone started looking for the necklace, and suddenly a man was just passing through a pond. She was just passing by the pond. He saw something dazzling inside the pond. So he looked down and said, "Oh, this is the necklace of the princess. Oh, if I get it, I'll get half of the kingdom." So what he did, he just, it was not a very clean water, of course, but said, okay, what will happen? I'll get half of the kingdom. So he just jumped into the pond to get the necklace. But he found nothing. He started putting his hand here and there, but he couldn't find the necklace. So he came up again. Then when he came up, then he saw again the necklace is there. It's dazzling. Again he dived down to get the necklace, but he couldn't. Like this, similarly did 3 or 4 times. Then a person, a sadhu, as he was passing by that side, when he said, "What happened? Why are you diving and coming up? What is the matter?" Then he told him, "Oh, you are a sadhu Baba. You must not be having any greed for kingdom. So I'm telling you that this is the case. Here is the necklace, but I'm trying to find the necklace. I'm trying to get hold of the necklace, but I can't." Then what? Then Sadhu Baba, that sadhu, just looked down at the necklace, and again he just looked up. Then he said to the man, "Looked up." Then when he looked up, he saw that a tree was there beside the pond, and the necklace was hanging from the tree. So where was the source? The source was somewhere else, and he was trying to find it somewhere in the shadow. Okay, so that it was the necklace shadow which he was trying to get it. So we must also, so instead of getting running after the shadow, we must reach the source. We must try to find the source. So this is one thing. Then another point is, so to get connected with the, to remain connected with mother, thing is to give priority to her work. What we do, and the mother has told you should do some every day. We should practice some little time. We should give some time for selfless work. So we should do some work. As we know, we are doing the study circles. We are going to the centers. We are giving some of our time there. Everything. But if we have something, if we if some personal work come on the way, we give more importance to which one? No, today my son is coming, I have to go and receive him. The mother's work can be done anytime, isn't it? So this way we are giving some priority to our work first. Then after that, if we have some time, are giving time to mother's work. So priority should be given to mother's work and selfless work, and that will bring us more closer to her. So then, if we have this, a religious, a spiritual family, no, then that is more important. Of course, in our family, we can practice yoga, but that is a training center. But if we go to if we have this family here, when we're all aspiring towards the same goal, that makes our uh, task easier to remain connected with mother. Then we should remain cheerful in every circumstances because we know that mother is with us. Nothing harm can happen to us. Even if something happens, it is for our experience. So that cheerfulness, we should be cheerful from the core of our heart. We should always remain cheerful in all circumstances. And then next is fearlessness, because we are mother's children, so we should be fearless. And then when we are afraid, do we feel that life is beautiful? Never, because that fear always brings us depression. Fear always, and to which we fear, that happens. Because mother, that's why mother said, the thing we fear is gives let the thing happen which we fear actually. So, and mother has given 3 causes of fear, which first is the feeling of insecurity. No, when we feel insecure, oh, what will happen if this happens? What will happen if it happens in this way or that way? If a feeling of insecurity. And second is lack of knowledge. We do not know if, example, our son or daughter has gone, our children have gone somewhere. They have not returned back in time. So we thought, oh, what must have happened to them? Because we do not have that pure, full knowledge. So lack of knowledge brings us fear. So third is lack of faith in the divine. If we fear, because when we do not have faith, as we said, we do not have the reliance and faith in the divine, so then also we fear. And that is the most important thing we should have when we are really where we have the total full reliance on the mother, full faith in the mother, that mother is there to take care. Nothing will happen. Whatever will happen, that I have to face, mother is with me. So if this thing comes, so we need not fear for anything. So because we'll be a a child for of the mother. Then another thing, which we think that we become happy with that, but otherwise we're that brings us more depression and more, that takes away from the divine. So it is relation with others. The what that what happens when we have relation with others, we think they will help us. We have that my son will take care, my mother father is there to take care. And mother says, if we rely on them, if we rely on the on human beings, will fall flat and break your nose, flat on your nose, and that sometimes it hurts very much. So we should not have that. That's what Sri Aurobindo said. What Sri Aurobindo said. Somebody asked him, the person whom we don't like, or how we can practice to be poised while interacting with him or her. If things go opposite to our preference, how to invoke equanimity immediately? So what Sri Aurobindo has replied, personal relation is not a part of the yoga. When one has the union with the divine, then only there can be a true spiritual relation with others. So, to remain happy, to have a happy life, we should see that first thing is to be united with the divine. Then only the relation with others will be can be spiritual. We always speak very easily of we have a spiritual relation, we have a spiritual relation, but we have to see, is it really a spiritual relation? Is it that whenever I'm speaking with him or her, whenever we have relation with anyone, is it through mother, or just directly I'm trying to put it? So when we are going directly, that times the things become worse also. So what the relation also should go through her, through the mother. So hmm. then most important thing which helps us to be remain connected with her is name chanting. So nama chanting, mother's name. Mother has also given so many people that whoever asks for any mantra has given you to chant ma. Sri Aurobindo has also said that the mantra for mother in our yoga, the only mantra is mother's name. So Mother herself has said that japa is necessary because only japa has a direct action on the body. So I do it all the time, while sleeping, while walking, while eating, while working, all the time. Mother has said herself this. So my japa has a direct action on the body, so it has a direct action for transforming the cells. So japa is necessary, and in japa only, even if we do not believe in these things, if we want to just remain happy, then also japa is most necessary, because japa will create a the direct relation. Japa will get a direct relation with the mother. So Nama Japa is very much necessary. And when once Esin Johar's wife, she asked mother, give me a mantra which I can repeat all the time. Mother said, okay, even when you get up, you just repeat my name, ma, for 10 minutes. And even when you go to sleep, that time again repeat my name. This you can practice. So if we can practice in all the circumstances, whenever we take anyone's name, he's present. So likely when we take mother's name, mother's presence is always there with us. It will help us and guide us. So if this is the inner beauty we can create in ourselves by practicing all these things, as inner beauty is necessary as much as the outer beauty. So outer beauty we give much importance. If our house is clean, if we put this thing is beautiful, if we put our lipstick, if we put this thing and I look beautiful. To our beauty we always give importance. The outer beauty is also stands that how we take care of the materials, how we take care of our things, and all the These things are outer beauty, but with the outer beauty, we should take much importance. We should take the similarly, we should take all the we should always practice to remain to make our inner inside as beautiful as the outer. So both the beauty is necessary, and if we really want to make our life beautiful and to live, go towards that life, so we should practice to make this life beautiful. As the discussed points, some points as we had discussed, we can these practices we can do to cherish for this life beautiful. Thank you. Gratitude to the Divine Mother.
Any questions?
Any questions?
Madam, can you
Madam, can you
relate
relate
Yes.
any particular
any
case
particular case in your
work
work
village
village
where this
where this
transformation
transformation
has taken
has
place
taken
in the case
place
of
in the case of
individuals?
individuals?
Okay.
You can
You can
relate a few
relate a few
cases.
cases.
Mm-hmm. Okay. There are, I can relate some small things like here they have their practices, they you believe in ghosts and all these things. So when we came here, our ashram was situated a little away from the village actually. Now it is joined to the village. Of course, so many houses are made now. Houses have been constructed, but this time it was quite aloof and no light and nothing there we had that time outside. So road was also not so good, everything. But the children used to come to us. They knew that these sisters have come, the didis, they have come, and we can go and read. We can study. The parents used to send them go and study with study there. So they used to come to us. Then we used to tell them about mother and Sri Aurobindo. We used to teach them songs and all those things, prayers. So they used to come every day. What happens? There is a jackfruit tree in front of the ashram. So when they used to, when they come from that side, suddenly we would hear shouting like "Mama, Mama, Mama, Mama," like that. So then I asked, what happened? That when they pass from the jackfruit tree, they feel as they had a habit of getting feared and something a ghost live in that tree on that tree. So we have told them whenever you fear something, whenever you become afraid or anything you face, you just call mother and you take her name Mama. So whenever they come, they just they run with the name Mama, 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 and they come. And they had a belief now, only not the children, even the grown-ups. They have all they have mother's photo in their house, and when whatever happens, they tell us that I was having this difficulty and I took mother's name. I call mother every day when I go for the work. I call mother and go, and they tell us. And this is the really a change. Another a change means they have a belief on the mother now. Another thing, every morning and every evening we used to hear shouts. Not only morning, evening, that is more means that time more, but throughout the day we hear somebody must be shouting means, with the they take alcohol, they with a drunk position they used to they shout so much, and this quarrel, you'll feel that as if somebody is going to be bitten that day or something like that. It's really very disturbing also. And gradually within few years it was said, now no, never, means hardly 1 or 2 persons might be, they drink. I don't say that they have absolutely left drinking, but they're not shouting like the past days. At least we cannot hear when they are in their home. And this drinking thing also, it has reduced to some extent. and children have become quite conscious of their future, and these things are changing, obviously, and now the parents are also quite conscious about their children's studies. That time, okay, go and study, but if any work come on the way, they won't let the children go to school. They'll tell them to help them in their work, in their field, etc. Now the parents are also, some parents are becoming quite conscious of their children's studies and education. So, so these things are happening. Like they are not now. They're not believing in much ghosts and all those things. The norm. So these changes are coming gradually in this village. Even to outside other villages also are going for Chakra, for the study circles. We're telling them about Mother and Sri Aurobindo, and they feel there's something new is there. So they're also, but the other villages we can't go regularly. Sometimes we go to new villages also. But in these villages, these things are changing. This village also,
Thank you.
nearby villages also. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
MK Ramsamy sir,
Ramsamy sir,
Yeah.
anything to say?
anything to say?
Yeah. Sujata ji,
Sujatha ji,
Ji.
have you been
have you
able
been
to
able
stop
to stop
child marriage
child
in the
marriage in
village?
the village?
That has actually stopped now. No child marriage is there actually in these villages, because they have become quite conscious of their children's education
Yeah.
and all these things. So they are
Mm.
quite, no child marriage is there now. After
Very
18
good.
only
Very
they are
good.
getting there.
Very good.
Very good.
But the
But the
schooling, does it
schooling, does it
interfere with their
interfere with their
farming?
farming?
Yes.
Do parents feel
The
helpless
farming,
or
of course,
denied?
it interferes now also in some.
Do parents feel helpless or denied?
Yes, when they have got that, take help of their children. They say, don't go to school. You have to go to the farm, to all this crop raising and all these things. So in some cases, it is there, but still we are trying to explain them. But some parents have become conscious
Yeah.
also. They said, no. They are sending them children regularly to school, and they know it. But some who are not absolutely, who are not even connected with ashram, not much connected with ashram, they are doing the same thing as before.
That you are
That you
connected
are
with a
connected
mother
with a mother
in the
Yes.
heart
in the heart
must give you
must
a
give
lot
you
of
a lot of
encouragement and
encouragement
support.
and support.
Of course, of course. And that is the only thing. I would like to tell some a personal feeling. When before I was quite afraid of two things, which two people. One is drunk, who is drunk, and mad people. And I was really, those were mentally challenged. I become quite afraid. But when I came here, those two types of and the drunk are most most of the time, most people were drunk at that time, and they used to drink. And when the construction was going on, they used to come near us, and they tell us so many things. This is black, all sorts of things. So gradually, I thought mother didn't want me to live in that state. So just I was gradually we became so much habituated with those things that then gradually the fear from for all these things also got I got rid of those type of fear. So these things, mother takes charge of everything. And so many times when it is dark, and in the evening, we used to go to myself and daughter, we used to go to the village, inside the village, and it was dark always. And after the study circle, we come back to the ashram, and while coming, used to feel a little of fear, but daughter was quite strong in this case, but I had a little fear that time. But gradually, we faced also so many things at that time. Some people used to come and just outside the fence, they used to make some feast, etc. But I just tell mother's name, so ma, we just go on calling, and we'll see everything is settled. And whatever had happened at that time, also the why I was afraid also when I had fear. That thing also afterwards I knew that thing had to come, and that gave me lots of strength. Actually, mother's name gave me lots of strength. Now, of course, I really am grateful to the mother. She is she's guiding us and helping us in all steps,
Yeah.
in every
Yeah.
step.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
Very good. Very good. Very good.
Thanks.
எனக்கு ரொம்ப எக்கோ வருது.
Echo வருது.
I think your
I think your
mic is
mic is
switched on. That's why
switched
the
on.
echo
That's why
comes.
the echo comes.
Any other questions?
Any other questions?
Thank you,
Thank you,
Sujatha ma'am.
Sujatha
Can,
ma'am.
can you please switch off your mic?
Switch off your mic.
Okay, now the echo doesn't come. Thank you. I think your the work you are doing in that village is really inspiring. It's inspiring. It's a very daunting work you are doing. It's not a very easy thing, because taking the mother and Sri Aurobindo to the remote tribal villages, it's very difficult, and living there and transforming, participating in their lives, and be an instrument of the mother to transform their lives is much more difficult. It's very challenging. What you are doing is a very challenging job you are doing. Of course, as a soldier of the disciplined soldier of the mother is giving you all the strength to you and your family, because I know your family, I know your daughter also. She is also determined, and the entire family has dedicated itself to the cause of the mother and Sri Aurobindo. In fact, it's it's really inspiring to hear about the work you are doing in Brahmansuku village. And you talked about the Ananda in life, how to bring down, how to enjoy the Ananda, the divine Ananda in life. Because the mother has stated that the nature has promised to collaborate with her, and she had given a call in 1970 that the new consciousness, the new world is born, the new consciousness has begun to emerge. Whether will you help? She has given a call to all of us. So it is our bounden duty to collaborate with her work. And as you rightly said, this integral yoga, apparently, though it looks different, though it looks difficult, yet it is easy if we surrender ourselves and if we take the help of the mother. And of course, whatever is happening in Odisha, we should thank Babaji Maharaj spiritual guidance. I know I've heard about him, I've read about him also. And many people were inspired by him. And of all the states in India, Odisha leads in the movement. I know that there are about 5,000 study circles in Odisha state, and there are 500 relic centers. There are many schools which are teaching this integral education in Orissa. So Orissa is, as a state, is showing the path to all the other states. I think Mother once remarked that Orissa has become more it is more receptive to a consciousness. That's what the Mother once remarked. Of all the states, the Orissa people have become more receptive to my consciousness. That shows the work you are doing, especially when the life becomes beautiful, when we remain connected. If not necessarily physically, but inwardly, we should be connected with the Mother. And you have talked about, while praying, we should pray for the common good, and we should pray for our spiritual progress, not for selfish reasons. And remembering the Mother and offering all our works to her. And it's not enough that we have faith. We should have total reliance on the Mother. That is what is required. It's not merely a faith. We should not say that I'm having a faith, but it should be a total reliance on the Mother, on each and everything. And what happens is that in life, we always chase the shadow. We end up chasing the shadow instead of going after the source. So we should seek after the source, and all of us have opportunity to do the Mother's work. When once form of Father, we are all doing the Mother's work. But what should take priority is the Mother's work. And when our personal work comes in between, that should not take priority, and Mother's work should not be kept aside. So Mother's work should always be kept in our mind as a priority. And yes, as you have rightly said, we should be cheerful at all circumstances. Being the children of the Mother, we should be totally fearless and be cheerful at all our circumstances. And we should not fall in the folly of human relationships, because whatever human relationship, that should be established only through the Mother. That is a real thing, not exclusive of the Mother. And as you have stated, this Namajapa plays a very key role. Repeating the Mother's name does really wonders. Many have stated that. And you have quoted about Babaji Maharaj. He has also written a book on Namajapa. Namajapa really works well, and Mother herself has Om Namo Bhagavate. That is a mantra Mother was repeating. She has stated that Namajapa works wonderful. It acts directly on our physical consciousness. And that beauty means not only outer, it should be an inner beauty. Both inner and outer beauty we should strive at. These are all the very important points you have highlighted upon. And you have been kind enough to allot I know you're all very busy people. Amidst a busy schedule, you were kind enough to be present with us at a very short notice and share your valuable experience. I request more and more. I request your participation more and more with us, and I thank you very much for sparing your valuable time with us. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Gratitude to the
I would like to add that MP Pandit has said that so far as Orissa is concerned, Mother's presence is a living presence.
Rightly said.
Mother has also said that people of Odisha are eager to forge ahead. So that's very nice.
Thank you. Now this program will end with a short music.
let us all try to be worthy of Aurobindo centenary.